Similarly, for management institutes, a lot of coaching is there. So 35 years back, why we did this from engineering college, we had multiple offers. We got offers from so many places, but now days have changed. So not after passing engineering college, but before passing engineering, the students have to farm out in which way they are interested. For the management, for the PSU, or for the civil services. And the problem for engineering colleges in Assam, particularly the state engineering colleges, is that normally good multinational companies that do not land into these campuses for campus. All of us know that good companies, they eye for IIT students, they eye for NIT students, and they eye for good engineering colleges. That means they put it in engineering colleges. I don't think that if they recruit engineers from the state engineering colleges, they will have to get good candidates. But it is a prerogative they normally look into the glamorous. So, for students of the
Sharma, you have limited time. Can you conclude it in 1 minute, please?
Industry or industry orientation might be helpful, but you see,
Sharmaji, sorry for the interruption. We have limited time. Request you to complete within 1 minute, please.
And accordingly, go study the past question papers and study various resources available over there and prepare themselves. And industrialization related one do not necessarily know.
Thank you.
They landed particular job in a way that thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Tyagi sir, are you there? Am I audible to you? Tyagi sir, this is the third time we are trying. Am I audible? Audible? Yes, yes. Yes, yes, sir. Audible? Yeah. Thank you, sir. The specific questions to you is that our students conduct various programs like tech fest, seminars, and workshops. And for that, the students need a lot of money. For a government institute, it is not possible to provide all the money. So how industry can help us for providing finance to conduct these programs more effectively? Your views on this, please.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Am I audible? Yes, sir, you are audible.
Please complete your answer in the 5 minutes. Minister sir is waiting here. Please. Okay. Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so, Honorable Minister, respected dignitaries, I am really honored that I have been invited for this panel discussion. I am indeed honored and thank you, Jubilee Engineering College, for this opportunity. So today, we are working for carbon neutral world. Everybody is trying to achieve carbon zero requirement, and our Prime Minister, Honorable Modi, he has promised, he has asked everybody to work for renewable power. India is having target of about 175 gigawatt by 2022. And by 2030, 500 gigawatt is the target. So how industry and institutes can work together to achieve goal of Government of India and of the world. The world is trying to achieve by 2050 that total power, total energy requirement will be met from the green energy.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for the interruption. The question to you was how industries can help financially to the students of JEC to conduct various programs like tech fest, seminar, workshops, etc.
Then I'm trying to answer that only. So, what we are doing in power grid or in power sector is to achieve the goal of Government of India and work towards achieving renewable power. In India, we have installed capacity of 390 gigawatt and per capita consumption is about 1200 units against a world average of 4000. Whereas in NER states it is only 400 units per capita. So we need to have more consumption of power. The energy requirement has to be more. So this sector is going to grow more and more. So to achieve this target, the power sector alone cannot achieve this target. We need interaction of institutes, and Jorat Engineering College is one of the premium institute of this area. So what we can do, that every Saturday we are having lecture series from power grid. NER is doing that lecture series, and we are inviting all the institutes of NER like NITs, IITs and other institutes to join us so that we can work together. Like we have many requirements for meeting the challenge, for giving 24/7 supply to all the constituents of all the states. We need to have solution for many problems, like in NER, from April to October, rains are there. Then we need to have solutions for lightning. We need to have solutions for flood. We need to have solutions for landslides and so many things. So these problems jointly we can solve, and we can take help of the institutes like Jorat Engineering College, where we can give projects to students of Jorat Engineering College, which will be financed by Power Grid or by companies like Power Grid, NTPC, Power Grid, NHPC, NIPCO, and the problems, practical problems, can be solved by the students of Jorat Engineering College. So that way, we can interact every week on weekly basis. Like we have students from Jorat Engineering College, and they can have the interaction with the professors, with the principal, and with the students, so that the problems of power grid or power sector for achieving the target of Government of India, like use of robots, asset health indexing of transformers, asset health indexing of breakers. So there are many areas where we need help of institutes, whereas because the students are learning software and many applications they are learning in the college that can be useful to us, and we in turn we can pay to the college or we can pay to the institutes, so that industry is also benefited and institute is also benefited. That is my answer, sir.
So, thank you very much. This panel discussion is the institute in industry interaction. Till now, we have heard from the executives of industries. Now I'd like to listen from the Institute also. On behalf of the Institute, I request Dr. Plavan Kakuti to say some words.
Honorable Minister, Minister Sir, Principal Madam, galaxy of dignitaries from different industries. So before starting, let me introduce myself. I am Plavan Kakuti. I am a professor of mechanical engineering of Assam Engineering College. I served Jorhat Engineering College for long 22 years. And during my stay here, I was training and placement officer of Jorhat Engineering College along with Diganta Boshya for a period of 5 years, almost 5 years. Just I would like to highlight some points which we faced during that period and which are still, these are prevalent now. So before talking about this, I would like to say that the time had changed. A time was there when engineers were not thought to be social animals. Now we are given the touch of social, the new policy of AICT has made us to learn different aspects of human sociology, human psychology, happiness, then prosperity. All these things are being taught to an engineer now. That is why we have got three different internships. In the first year, a student has to go for an internship which is called social internship, to make an engineering student acquainted to the society that is targeted to that. And in the second year, we go for academic internship, and that academic internship is, our students may be going for, after passing out engineering, they may be going for different educational institution in the academic line also. So that is an effort for that. And the third one, which in the third year, in the pre-final year, that industry internship is there. We need your help in that industry internship. That is number one. And number two, NBA, National Board of Accreditation, which is a mandatory now in Washington Accord, as per Washington Accord. So in NBA accreditation, we need a lot of assistance from industries. We need to be associated with industries. Number one, they ask us whether in your board of studies, whether in the departmental advisory body, you have got members from industry or not. That is one. Then number two is whether you have got any industry sponsored laboratory in your institute. Number two. Number three is finally whether in different seminars, in different conferences, whether you are being assisted by the industry or not. That is one. And finally, how you are recruited. What is your recruitment status of your college by the industry? We are happy to say that some panelists were saying that our students are quite good, but in GATE exam they cannot do well. But the students who are sitting here, let me, with great pride, let me tell you one fact that in the last year, a student from mechanical engineering got 20th All India rank in mechanical engineering in GATE exam. And that is a great achievement for Jorhat Engineering. And each and every student sitting here has got the potential to achieve that field. We are sure about that. Now, when we were training and placement officers here. During that period, we had a problem. We have got different problems. One of the problems was in many colleges in different parts of the state. So Jorhat being the next city of Assam, companies which are outside Assam, they do not want to come here because we do not have direct flight from Delhi or direct flight from different big airports. So something has to be done regarding that. We can think of a common industry sponsored office at Guwahati, where all the engineering colleges of Assam can go and go for full campuses there. That may be one of the propositions. And regarding new education policy, in order to develop skill-based programs, not only to our students, maybe to the students of the different colleges or different institutes which are near to this or schools, something may be thought of. A combined effort from industry and from Jorhat Engineering College to impart trainings different.
College in times to come in terms of building up its infrastructure. In fact, I'm glad to inform all of you, especially the Honorable Minister, that this auditorium has been done up by All India, sir. My only request would be to evolve a proper curriculum, especially a training and development department can work on. Just segregate people who would like to join industries, who would like to go for higher studies, who would like to go into civil services. Especially for people who would like to join industries, say for oil industry, you must train them extensively to clear the gate. That's the first foundation course, as a matter of fact. In terms of opening up avenues for students to visit Oil India, I think you are more than welcome to visit us at any point of time to get all in-hand experiences. But most importantly, let me just share a piece of thought. I know a company called Siemens. Globally, in fact, they have been trying to open up incubation centers. Few senior executives of Siemens have recently visited us. They're willing to fund projects to the tune of about 85%. The remaining 15% needs to be funded by the corporate or by the government. Where they set up labs, which are state-of-the-art labs. And if our students could be trained in those labs, I think they are fit for industry. They could easily walk out to the lab and join industries of as reputed industry like Siemens, for instance. See, globally there are demands for engineers, but what everyone is looking at is a sort of you have all the ingredients to become with the right kind of attitudes and the talents. So what you really need to do is inculcate your books. Your knowledge from the book is important, but what is happening globally today? You can do a global Google search and get all the informations. Today, if you look at At one point of time, let us not ignore the historical facts. 19th century witnessed the art of management to the it has come to the center stage. But today it's a digital era. It calls for high degree of experimentation and not mere process improvements. You really need to aggressively pursue your knowledge. Don't just get confined to the books, what is being taught. Look around. In fact, it doesn't require a crystal ball gazing at tomorrow's technological system. It will be the machines which will deal with flow of commodities and man will have to deal with flow of information. In that context, perhaps the today's system of assembling student raw materials to be processed by teacher workers could even prove to be anachronistic. My special appeal to all of you, please get yourself into the industry, try to see what's happening in the industry, try to see the growth that has taken place over a period of time, how technology can bring in a turnaround in the entire things. Let me cite two instances, sir. I'm taking 1 minute more, Gupta, sir. I've been to Abu Dhabi recently to attend an international exhibition. Two young chaps, just 23-year-old, he walks up to me and says, "Sir, we are from Calgary." One of them is an Indian, one is a Chinese boy. They say, "Sir, we have a technology for you that can really assess any pipe stuck cases that you have in drilling operations." See, pipe stuck is a common phenomenon that we see when we drill. He said we can predict pipe stuck to the extent of 99% accuracy by this technology. Wonderful. Some of our boys also should have this kind of an intuitive mind, to get into to probe into the kind of developments that we are in. Today we work in areas like, for instance, artificial intelligence and machine learning for reservoir simulation studies. We also do study the subject subject of your company is such which meets the requirement of industries. Please do not hesitate. As somebody has rightly said, do not look up to a job to get a a secure job and all that. That's not the end of it. That's not the end of life. You must be open-minded. You must be intuitive in your approach and try and look at it aggressively. The world is much bigger than just doing a job. And remember, small is always beautiful. I know the choice of career is one of the most pressing problems that confronts every educated young man and woman. Because the career has to be not only rewarding but also satisfying at the same time. So what is important is think big. Don't hesitate to think big. That's the only thing. Many people say you do out-of-box thinking, but I say you create your own box so that you can start fresh. And my all the best wishes to all of you, in fact, today since you have got this opportunity. We would like to see more of boys and girls from JEC joining Oil India for sure in times to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hajarika, please. Honorable Minister for Industry and Commerce, Mr. Chandramohan Patwari sir, Principal ma'am, and dignitaries in the dais and dignitaries who are sitting here in this August gathering, students and ex-students. I think for my concluding remarks, based on the discussions, I think what everyone has agreed upon is that there should be more interaction between industry and the institute. That I think all of us sitting here are we will most readily take up. We want students, if you want to come to our institutes for training, we will definitely be most happy. And one is that, and second thing is that you can call us if you want if you want to know about our plant, or if you want to know about some disciplines. We have experts in everything. Not everything, but in all the branches, the normal branches like chemical, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation. So you can have sessions with our senior officials here who can share their knowledge with you, and that way you also get more enlightened. And I think in that way, you will also come to know a lot about the industry, and your interest to join the industry also will increase. So my best wishes to all of you, and please come. I'm giving all of you an open invitation, at least to visit our plant. You see the plant, and to the extent possible, of course, our recruitment is very less, but we will definitely take care of the students of the Northeast. So far as CSR is concerned, which we have started CSR from 2 years back, because and right now, of course, we are confining it to
in and around Dibrugarh, but slowly we'll come beyond Dibrugarh, and then surely
Thank you.
we will do a lot
Thank
of work
you.
for the Northeast. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Madam, please.
Namaskar to the Honorable Minister for Industry and Commerce, Shri Patwari ji, the Principal, Rita ma'am, my dignitaries and fellow panelists on the stage, and a lot of distinguished alumni people as well as the students. As we have been talking this evening, the interactive and the interface between the industry and the institute or the academia, of course, has to increase. We at ONGC, Government of India, was the startup funds, of which the oil and gas industries were a big part. And even in ONGC, we had a corpus created for the startups. So I think there is still a site which is about startupinquiry@ongc.co.in. Being in the Northeast and being a part of the industry, what I would like to just say in terms of the initiatives from the students, because it is the students who have to take initiative and tell us, so, you know, I have the solution for you. So you have to make us curious enough to get you engaged with us. And believe me, I have been in the Northeast. There are n number of areas, n number of potentials which are existing for you to address, for you to come up with solutions, in those particular areas. And the oil and gas industry, of course, again, I will reiterate, ONGC is operating in each and every aspect of oil and gas exploration, production, pipeline. Not only that, even in the environmental. So you have these areas to look into. As far as CSR is concerned, we have been trying to develop programs wherein we would be looking into skill development as well as sustainability, as well as employment is concerned. So again, that is another arena which can be explored amongst us. Workshops, yes, because that gives you more awareness. The initiative has to come from the industry, from the institute itself, and we can formulate particular capsules for the engineering within where the applicability of your particular skill and talent can be employed within the industry. I do agree with my fellow panelists. The last year has to be very intensive in terms of the awareness what is happening in the industry, and I think ONGC and the other oil sector industries, as well as if you talk about logistics, so we had one of the panelists talking about the connectivity in terms of the flights.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, so that is also there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jashankarji, time is very short. Within 1 minute, can you summarize?
Yeah, since time is short, Madam has already told that ONGC is supporting you in all respects: internship, startup funding, CSR activity. So we will continue to support, and like what Madam has said, that the students, the ambition to grow, ambition to establish yourself has to come from you. Only then, when you create a problem, then only the industry can give us a solution. If you do not have that hunger for growth, I'm sorry, industry cannot support you. So that first, the spark has to come from you. Thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you. Mr. Hajarika, please conclude within 1 minute.
Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce, respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. I have a few points to summarize. First, one thing I would like to highlight is that in our industry, some students from Polytechnic and ITIs, they come as apprentice trainee for 1 year, and they are paid stipend also for that period. But as regard to BEs, students, engineering graduates, this is not there. So I request the Jubilee Engineering College or Assam Engineering College to take up this matter with Director of Technical Education so that they can sponsor in the name of apprentice training some students. It may be 3, 4, 5, any number. They can come, they can get trained up, and after that they can look for a job. And this training helps a lot, particularly when they go for interviews. They can face very smoothly, very nicely they can present themselves. So this is one thing. Second, just 1 month back, a similar type of seminar was held in Northeast Institute of Technology, that is earlier RRL. They also had a similar type of discussion where they want to interact with industry for taking up of R&D projects. And these R&D projects will be funded by CSIR, central funding. So I think you can also take an opportunity, or you can look into this possibility to tie up with RRL, Northeast Institute of Technology, so that some students can also take part in those projects, so that you can discuss with them, because they are getting central funding for this type of projects. They are coming to us.
Thank you very much.
And thirdly, regarding entrepreneur development, I would like to share with you, lot of initiatives have been taken up by the government for startups and MSME.
Thank you, thank you.
So this is also area where you can take the opportunity. So mora aban ako যে তোমালোকে এইটো সুবিধা লোৱা, চৰকাৰে এই সুবিধাখিনি দিছে startup আৰু MSME কাৰণে, আৰু এই startup আৰু MSME কাৰণে আমাৰ ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰীবিলাকৰ পৰাও আমি সহায় কৰোঁ। এটলিষ্ট 20% আমি কিছুমান অৰ্ডাৰ্ছ আমি দিব লাগে MSME আৰু ষ্টাৰ্টআপক। চ' সেইটো মই জনাই দিছোঁ যাতে তোমালোকে এইটো সুবিধা লোৱা।
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ধন্যবাদ।
Since time is very short, we selected 5 questions from the students. So students, you please put your questions. 5 questions as selected. Any one of you can answer to the question.
Anyone want to ask?
No, 5 questions. Students, please. Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, respected ma'am and sirs. I am Tusarbati Doctor from 5th semester Electrical Engineering Department. Recently, sir, our Honorable CM sir has made a visit during the inauguration of our auditorium. So he talked about his vision of making our college an ideal institute. So my question to you, sir, is that what are the steps that should be taken according to you to make our college an ideal institute? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone say 1 or 2 lines? Yeah, this is not related to the industry. The government will take care of this. Next question, please. Next question.
Sir, it's a great privilege to have such dignitaries among us. Sir, my question is very much direct and quite relevant to the present situation is that fossil fuels, sir, since most of our panelists are from fossil fuel industry, you can say. So basically, fossil fuel is degrading and depleting immensely with the coming times. So as a student, so we generally feel demotivated that in no time this might get depleted and our career might be at stake. So is there any issue side that we can prolong our means that these companies will exist no matter what, and it will actually support our Indian causes and its students. So means what is the strength of our fossil fuel to actually help our country grow and
Okay, thank you.
assure our future. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any one of you, please. Any one of you can take another question. Any one of you.
This is a very interesting question and a very pertinent one also, I would say. Yes, your concern about the carbon this thing and global warming, fossil fuel, yes. But the other thing is yes, or the oil and gas industry itself is very much aware about the future of oil and gas, and that is why I think most of the companies, including the NOCs over here and even the private companies, they are in what is called the transitional phase. So it will be very difficult to just switch over to the EV mode one day. So right now, what all the companies are strategizing, what at least so we see. Thinking about is the transition phase. First we go into the gas industry, which is the cleaner option out of the oil and gas. We have a lot of gas which is to be exploited, especially for the Northeast. One good news is we have huge gas reserves which can be done and which can be developed. So the transition in the next 10 years would be towards the gas-based energy industry and slowly moving on to the other aspects. As far as renewables are concerned, another thing I would like to tell you is we are looking into, not only as a company, but I think the entire nation is looking into the renewables, which includes the solar, the wind, the geothermal energy, and the companies have their R&D institutes, have their R&D wings, which are working with this. We have also started looking into the calculated total potential from these kind of resources. So, as you come into the industry, I think along with the industry, whosoever joins the industry will also transition. So I don't think you have much to worry about. So the oil is not suddenly going to phase out overnight, and might be another 10-15 years. But by the time I think you would be well established into the industry if you do join an oil and gas company, and along with the company you yourself will transition. So I think right now what you need to focus on is getting into the industry itself. Thank you.
Very nice, thank you. Any more question from the students?
Good evening, respected ma'ams and sir. My name is Ritumani Rahman. I am a 5th SEM student from the Civil Engineering Department. My question is that what kind of skills does an industry anticipate from a freshly graduated engineer in general?
Any one of you can take up this one. Yeah, please.
With my background in HR, I can only tell you, we would like you to put all your creative abilities to the test when you join the company. Since you are a civil engineer, I think there is something common between, because I am also a civil engineer. I was trained as a civil engineer 40 years back from Regional Engineering College, Calicut. As a civil engineer, you must be able to try out all the new states of designs. Today, CAD has come in a long way. Computer-aided designs, for instance. Try to bring in a lot of changes and the entire specifications for a job. Be it design, the limit state design is one of them, and beyond this, there are a whole lot of changes that have taken place. Try to bring in all that you have learned in your college, try to bring it to the test, experiment it, talk to the people, and I'm sure you can make a remarkable difference. You can create a huge impact in the organization by bringing changes. And that is what the industry looks up to you. Whenever you join a company, try to put all your creative abilities to the test so that you prove your worth and you grow in the process. Thank you. I think I will
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any more question? You can take 2 more questions. 2 more questions, please.
Good evening, respected sir and madam. I am Harshvardhan Singh from Computer Science and Engineering Department. As we all know that due to COVID, our normal academic curriculum has changed a lot, and because of it, in curriculum there is a lack of exposure towards practical subjects. How can industry help the student fraternity to reduce that gap for the students?
Reduce the gap conducting the practicals by the industries. That is your question.
Yes, sir.
During the pandemic, students could not do the practicals. How industries can help to do the practicals for the students? That is the question.
Yeah, nothing can replace. The offline learning which you do, which you adapt and learn to adapt. Over the last 1 year or 2 years, the whole world has learned how to operate in a digital world. Earlier, even the government of even the union government or any state government or even any of the companies here in India are not comfortable with online meetings. We are all believing in traveling to the meeting place and then having a meeting. But now the whole world has accepted that online meetings are going to be in vogue in the future. So it is a pandemic has given an opportunity. So I feel even as a computer science student, you must have learned a lot in this 4 years. So whatever you lost out in lab interactions and industry interactions, you already learned by way of your online MS Teams and WebEx and all those meetings. So you can definitely make this an opportunity to learn and bridge this gap. But industry per se, how we find a solution, I don't think we can do that.
Thank you. Just add to your question.
I want to ask you what type of help you want. What is your expectation? What type of help you want from us?
No, sir. I mean more practical works than theory.
You want to do some practical work?
Yes, sir.
On the computer?
Sir, yes. We are studying theory from all books till now. We are studying algorithms and other structures again.
Okay.
It is necessary, sir, I know, but it's we should get exposure to new things today also.
I understand. So you need some practical trainings. That's all what you want?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can look into this. You can apply from Jubilee Institute.
Thank you.
We can try to see if we can help you out.
Thank you.
Don't get disheartened. We'll definitely try to help you.
The last question, please. The last question.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abhishek Aish. I am from Mechanical Engineering Department, 7th SEM. I would like to know about how to pitch the idea to the industries. As we have in colleges various fests, in that we have very much idea. We pitch some idea in our colleges and we got recognized in colleges, but we doesn't get recognized in national level competitions. So I would like to know how to pitch directly to a company, as we have developed in our 2nd SEM that a crack detection system for pipe, where a small bot will go through the pipe and it will detect the crack inside using IR sensors and gyroscope, and it will remotely monitor. But we doesn't have any opportunity to pitch to the company, as we doesn't have enough fund to develop it in-house. So how should we reach that stage where we can develop such a product?
Anyone of you can take.
This is just a suggestion because your question. What I would say, since if any department or any one of the student has developed anything, first of all, it has to be recognized by your institute itself, that is the engineering college itself. And then thereafter, some platform can be created, and in sense of the annual exhibitions which the college might be holding, and they can invite the industry leaders, and wherein you can have a couple of the topmost exhibits, and that can be made aware. Or the other thing, for that matter, you can submit a proposal to the company itself where you think it can be applicable, like you're talking about, you're from mechanical engineering, and submit a proposal, and thereafter it can be looked into. So that is another way. So one is create the platform within the the engineering college itself. Invite we have been invited from the industry, so we can become aware of what you students are doing. Otherwise, I think this is a good suggestion. If some platform can be created, even through online interaction.
Thank you very much. The very purpose of this industry institute interaction is to have the recommendations of the deliberations. So what we do is that the recommendations from these, we'll put the recommendations to the Honorable Minister and also to the AICTE for possible implementation, sir. Yes?
Just to one point substantiate, sir. Just taking cue from what Professor Gupta has said. See, every institute must have an incubation center. You don't need to have really started a huge kind of an investment and try to do something that is not, you cannot take it up. Try and the institutes, such as Jubilee Engineering College, should right away start an incubation center if they don't have. There are all ideas such as the young man has come forward. We should work on those ideas and try to develop. We as a company would run about a program called Technotron. It's once in a year kind of a thing, where you could really put forward your ideas. We will try to see to it that it gets some amount of importance or some funding and something at some point of time. I can cite a small instance. A young boy like you one day walks up to the company, he says, "Sir, there's something called a peaking operation in the pipelines. Peaking normally cleans up the pipes, because of the waste deposition inside." He said, "I can write an intelligent peak that can precisely give me all the information and all the points, what are the kind of accumulations that we have. Also, primarily, I could also check on the quality of pipeline that you have." So those are the innovative ideas which you have got it from Technotrons. I welcome all of you to participate in this, but before that, my request to the college would be, try and start a small incubation center. So all those ideas could be really given shape with proper people putting the right across, people who are working and experts in this field. And I think they can do remarkably well, sir, in the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. To conclude, I remember that we started with that there are a lot of gaps between the industries and the institutes. Now today, after the interaction of this evening for more than 2 hours, I'm sure we have developed a bridge between the industries and institutes, and it is together we will definitely overcome. Ami of all again, Nischay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Radha. So, it's a great privilege for us that we have amongst us our Honorable Minister of Industry, Commerce and Skill Development. So, along which line we are talking last 2 hours. So, I request our Honorable Minister Sri Chandramohan Patori sir to deliver his speech.
Respected Principal of Jubilee Engineering College, Dr. Rita Sharma, respected panelists, Mr. Prasanto Borkapoti, Presidency Executive of Oil India Limited, Mr. V. Hazarika, MD DCPL, Mrs. Susma Rawat, Executive Director, EDONGC, Mr. R.K. Tyagi, ED Northeastern Region Power Grid, probably who was on the line actually from Hasuri top, and Mr. G. Jaishankar, CGM ONGC Sitagar, Mr. NH Hazarika, GM, Assam Gas Company, Sri Kishore Kumar Sharma, CGM, IOCL, Decoy, who connected virtually in this interactive session. Professor Rajat Gupta, who is the alumni of this institute, and this is a proud for us that one alumni from this college, he became the professor of NIT, National Institute of Technology in Silchar. Mr. Rajat Gupta, so I thank you for being an alumni of this institute. You are becoming professor in NIT. Mr. Pawan Kakoti, Professor Mechanical Department of Assam Engineering College. Professor Mr. Doctor of the Geology Department, Jorat Engineering College, respected faculty, and my dear student friends. So this is a privilege, it is privilege for me to attend this meeting, interactive sessions. Of course, I missed 2-3 panelists' speech because I was a little bit late, and I informed in the morning to our principal ma'am that I will be a little late because I had got one PC actually. So that's why I said that I will be a little bit late actually. So I informed our principal ma'am, and I am very sorry for coming here a little late. Actually, my time was at 3 o'clock, but I reached here around 4 o'clock. It was 1 hour late because of my schedule at Guwahati. Anyway, so it is a really privilege, and I have listened very carefully to all the panelists actually regarding industry and institute gap. Now, we must understand one thing, that so when they passed out from engineering college, all are engineers here, when they passed out from engineering college, so that time you see, to get job in government sectors, either or in multinational company, it was very easy because the number of the candidates were very less. Institution was very less. But now, apart from engineering college, there are private engineering colleges. Apart from government colleges, there are NITs, there are IITs, there are IIITs. So lot many you see technical institutions in private sector coming. So as a result of that, every year the engineer passed out from the institution is always increasing. So now the panelists who are sitting here, easily they got job, but that opportunity as of today is not possible to get a job either in government sector or in public sector without any competition. Somebody has passed a remark on virtual that passed out GATE exam. So it is also not possible for the PSUs to absorb the numbers of passed out candidate GATE exam. And apart from that, you know, in government sector also, now, so government is now trying to issue work like a corporate style. So ultimately, the permanent job, instead of permanent job, now contractual job is given to the youngsters actually, nowadays. So this is the most, you see, crucial time, this 21st centuries, for my young student friends who are sitting in front of me. This is the most, you see, crucial time. Now, actually, all the panelists are invited here from the hydrocarbon sector. Because hydrocarbon sector onshore, Assam is still the leader of the country as of today. That's why the first refinery of Asia and second refinery of the world, DECOI, in 1901 established in Digul. So in hydrocarbon sector, we have ONGC, Oil India, BCPL, Assam Gas Company, APL. So there are many companies based on hydrocarbon sectors. But Oil India is doing excellent job. I must appreciate Mr. Borkakoti is here, Chief Executive President. So they are doing really excellent job. Like this auditorium. It's an excellent auditorium they have constructed, so I thank you. And Oil India is doing in field also, and they are equipping also. So that way Oil India is doing really very good job in the field and in the field of employment generation. And that's why Oil India becoming one of the partner of the Jubilee refinery. They are the shareholder of Assam Gas Company. They are the shareholder of Assam Petrochemical Limited. So now Oil India is really doing very good, according to me as industry minister, and I feel what I feel. But I would like to request ED ma'am. ED ma'am Susma Rao, Executive Director of ONGC. My request to you, please do something, because your ONGC, the whole organization is becoming stagnant actually. It's not good. Huge property you are having, more than Oil India. But BCPL, Hazurika is staying here, sitting just next to you. The gas, which is supposed to be given as per memorandum of understanding to BCPL from ONGC, till these days you are not in a position to fulfill the gas supply to BCPL. But Oil India, what amount was fixed for them? 4 million or something. So they have given, but ONGC is not giving. So if ONGC is not working, if it is becoming stagnant, and if we are, you see, as a panelist, we are advising our students, so where will be the employment opportunities in hydrocarbon sector? This is my request to you, ma'am, because before Mr. Maske, ED of ONGC, before him, who was here, Umananda or somebody else, he was my classmate actually, ED. So I spoke to him also that time. Before Maske, actually he was the ED executive director. After that he transferred to Bombay. So I spoke to him also. He was my classmate in college, we studied together. So my request to you, if you are expanding your activities, then employment opportunities as well as the economy, contribution to the economy of the state definitely will increase. Now what happens, our Assam government, we are investing 1,700 crores in Assam Petrochemical Limited, APL, Assam government. Now in Numaligarh refinery, so we are taking share 26%. Yesterday we have cleared, probably Mr. Borkakoti will know that 416 crores already we have cleared before we start this cabinet. So now we have invested around 2,200 crores in Numaligarh 9 million ton capacity refinery. And Oil India also coming forward for this. And apart from that, Oil India participating everywhere. Suppose this gas pipeline we are bringing, connecting with from Barauni, from National Grid to Assam. Even Oil India also contributing because we have one intravenous gas company. So they are coming forward, Oil India. But ONGC, where we will invest? You are also not taking any share from any company. So my request to you, please kindly, you see, this is my request to you. No, I will convey to actually when Dharmendra Pradhan was petroleum minister, I spoke to him many times. Now Mr. Puri is there, so already I spoke to him. So he knows it well, he knows it better. I spoke to him. So anyway, this is my request. So that this unemployed, suppose tomorrow they will bust out. So where this boy and girl will go? So at least considering their future of employment and considering the economic development of the state, if you are expanding, if you are active, then I hope Assam will move forward because we are having huge properties here in Assam. So this is my request to you. Now I am coming to the point. Actually, Mr. Borkakoti from Oil India, he is very dynamic and decent officer. So he has mentioned in concluding speech about the incubation center. This is what I feel, that in every engineering college there should be an incubation center. It should be must actually. So all engineering colleges should approach government to set up this incubation center, because this 21st century is very challenging for the new generation. When we were students like you, I was not engineering student. I am non-technical person and I am speaking in a technical college. So I am non-technical. I am not engineer. So what happens, when I became industry minister in 2016, so I had a dream project that time. I was thinking about this incubation center, because this century is the century of innovation, incubation and startup. So that was in my mind, and that is my dream project. And within 3 years, 1 5-story building we have constructed, and we started the incubation center, means startup, Assam startup. The name of the startup is called NEST, and sky is the limit. So, and for this, now we are working with, you see, Calcutta IIM, we are now working, Ambari. So I request our principal ma'am, actually to visit our startup center. So now, in 2018, in San Francisco, there is an organization. So that organization is a leader of startup. So I went to that organization just near to Stanford University, San Francisco. So we had our interactive session with them about 1.5 hours, and we requested them that you please be a partner of our incubation center, the startup center. They said that we have sectors in more than 85 countries, so it's not possible for us. So we will not. So that time actually I did not, I didn't lose my hope. With the hope in the back of my mind when I was coming, when startup already started at Guwahati in 2018, then again I talked to them. So ultimately we will be happy that this San Francisco, this leader of this startup of this world, so now last year they came and they signed an MOU with us so that our students can have a global vision and how to go ahead in 21st century, because this is the century of startup and innovation. If you have innovative ideas, if you are innovative that somebody speaking on virtually somebody spoke that 65% of the IITian or engineers, they are becoming IAS officer. It's really true. Whenever I meet some new IAS officer, so when they come to call on us, I always I always used to ask them, your background? Sir, I am from IIT, or I am from IIM. So most of the IITian are becoming now IAS officer. But when they appeared in the IAS exam, So they are not appearing with engineering papers. Somebody sociology, somebody history, somebody. So you see, the smart people has got abundant scopes as on today. But if you are not smart, then it's difficult. If you have no innovative idea, if you will not transform your thinking, if you are stagnant, if suppose somebody is in mechanical in your subject theory, somebody is in suppose civil in your theory and books, apart from innovative ideas, this present century is very difficult for the new generation. So Dr. Mr. Borkapoti, so he is also a civil engineer, but now he is the chief resident executive. He is from civil engineering. It's not necessary that Oil India need only mechanical engineer or geologist. So they need some, civil also. But to get this job, you have to be smart enough. Because this century is IT. One question was put by one IT students. Now suppose COVID time, actually everything done virtually. So this is a sector, IT sector. So now whole world is become one village, and sitting at Jorhat, we can virtually talk to the world, every place of the world. So the whole world becoming one global village, one village now. So that's why, so you must have your innovative ideas, so that in the future you can make yourself self-independent, you can render your service. Now I'd like to inform you all that one Mr. David Gogoi is a student of Assam Engineering College. Probably he is from civil. He is from civil, Assam Engineering College. So now he started our startup, and he innovated one plastic brick. Now, last 2 years, he earned more than 6 crore rupees, and he employed minimum 15,000 boys and girls. One startup. So Uber, this is a startup. Ola, this is a startup. So owner of the Uber, he never purchased a single car. He never employed a single driver. But except London, in London they are not allowed. London there is a black cab. So except London, whole world is dominated by Uber. Millions of people, drivers were employed, and millions of cars. But they are not purchasing a single car. And this is only one startup. I have visited Uber in New York. I have visited. So when I visited Uber, so I have seen they have given me a presentation with Jamar and all this, with fitting of Jamar and all these things. So they are now innovating one driverless car, and they were trying the level best to convince me that this driverless car has number one facility. In time, car will reach the place where people will come. Number one. Number two, it is zero accident. Because Jamar and all these things are being there, driverless car. So if driverless car will come, and it will come. So if driverless car will come, then ultimately what will happen? So our drivers will be unemployed. Many drivers will be unemployed. Then at the end they were asking my opinion. So what do you think about this? I said this is good innovation. But I was not coming here. Jokingly I said, I was not coming here to see this driverless car. Then they asked me, why you are coming? So I was coming here that in one car, instead of one driver, whether we can put 3 drivers, one for there, one for steering, one for these things, because our unemployed problem is such that we need 3 instead of 1 driver, we need 3 drivers in one car. So jokingly I say it like this. So now the world has gone up to which extent. This is a personal experience. I am not. It is not that I heard from somebody else. I read in the paper. I personally visited and I personally interviewed. So now this startup is going on. In New York, so there was a meeting. Actually, I called all Assamese diaspora, and I have given a lunch today. Sorry, dinner today. So there, so this senior citizen were there sitting. So I said, Namaskar, all Assamese people. So one, Mr. Polita, he was tie, suited, booted, he was sitting like this. I said, Moi Polita, Moi Hodiat Morta. I said, oh, I know you, because you are very rich man. He said, no, not rich man. No, you are rich man. Because during Assam movement time, when I visit, you see Sodia, so in Sodia there are 2 ambassador cards. One for civil SDO and one is yours. 2 ambassador cards. And your ambassador card given to me for 3 days to travel during Assam movement time in 1979. So you are a rich man. No, that's living. Then his wife introduced his 2 sons, and these 2 our sons, you bless him. I said, okay, God will bless him. Then when lunch, before starting lunch, I am coming out from the consulate for 5 minutes. Then some engineers, young engineers who are working there in New York, so they also came. I said, why you are coming? You go, I am coming for personal purpose. You go, no, we are coming here to give you thanks. Why? No, this Polita, he never come to any function of Assam, like you, like Hongkong Tithi. So he never comes. Today you are coming, you are inviting, that's why he is coming here. When we celebrate Bihu here, and we approach him that Bihu, oh yes, Bihu, we have to celebrate. This is very important. What is the budget? The budget is $25,000. So he just write $25,000 and given the checks, but he doesn't agree. I said, what he is? Engineers are our young engineers. They reply me what they are not. So their 2 sons they are doing startup. And in Manhattan, 3 buildings, after 3 buildings of the Trans Tower, so they have got 6 floors there. 6 floors in Manhattan. And they have startup and incubation center in that 6th floor. And another 2 floors they kept for their residents. Last 100 years, no Assamese, and in future, no Assamese can purchase 8 floors in Manhattan, like Polita. So then I called these 2 boys, come, what you are doing, very decent. Sir, we are doing startup. What startup we are doing? So he explained. So I will not explain you. Then what you are, then your startup where you are working now? No. Now I sold it to Google. So how much money you got? He said that I got 15 million USD. Now what you are doing? Now I have recently finished one startup again. So 6 months I do my own business. Now this is also I sold it to Google, and I got 15 million. So you see, so startup is such. So that innovation, you must. This is my personal experience. I am sharing with you that how world is moving and where we are staying, or where we are as on today, where we are located, and how world is moving. Then I would like to share one thing. So in Guangzhou, I visited Guangzhou in 1998 when I was minister for second time. I was agriculture minister. So that time Guangzhou was nothing. But before COVID, I was invited one summit for business summit. I attended. I saw massive changes and all startup. one Bob. So he said that my startup you have to see, you have to go to Shenzhen. So I went there. So he set up one industry there. He set up one industry from garbage from waste to energy. So I saw all waste materials or garbage, he just put by trucks on the ground floor, then it is taken to the first floor, water is excreted, separated, water is purified, and by purified water, they used to give it in garden, or they used to give to the garden, flowers, trees, or construction work. And after that, they generate power. So in the next floor, the waste stage after getting power, next stage. So they make these bricks out of these gardens. I have seen when I entered, because I am talking the world how it's moving. When I entered to this industry in Shenzhen, so one lady, so she was standing on the gate and just like this, a piece of paper, she just touched me like this. I confused, I thought that it might be their culture. So I did not understand or understand. So in between I said thank you. Then when I went to the first floor, in a gate, these papers touching these things. So it was displayed in the first floor, in the second floor, in the third floor. So GPS system is, you see, developed in such a way, a piece of paper, this much of piece of paper, this much of piece of paper was touched and it is displayed in the whole floors. So this GPS system is done in this way. So now, this is the age of startup. You must have innovative ideas. You just learn your theory. You must learn your theory. But at the same time, you must have innovative ideas. Then only you will be able to survive on this planet. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. Time is coming because now all hydrocarbon people are sitting here. So hydrocarbon are leader, all right. But you see, 18th century was coal, 19th century was diesel, and 20th century is 20th century and 21st century is gas as of today. So it is changing. It's changing. After gas, again something will come. Now, ethanol. So they have to blend ethanol, petrol, minimum 20% by 2020 and 50% within 2030. So now ethanol industry started here in Assam. Now they will start. We have signed an MOU with 7 companies. They will start. So if they will come, the green energy will survive. The green energy will survive because the pollution of the world, because the global warming as of today, only 1% carbon dioxide increase in the planet. That's why whole system is changed. So the Paris conference of the world. So everybody agreed except America that you are putting so much satellite on us, you see, sky. So you have to pay money. America said no, we will not pay money. So ultimately, as part of Paris, you see, conference of the global conference. Now it is for the global changing, global warming. For the global warming, the whole world is, you see, worried. That's why this electric vehicle. Then ethanol. Now hydrogen also. That will be replaced, or this hydrocarbon sector will be replaced by the either hydrogen or ethanol. Then petroleum sector will remain within the gas. They will come, not today, not tomorrow, not within 5 years, not within 10 years, but in the coming years. So this is how the world is moving as of today. Even Assam government, already we have purchased some buses, electric vehicles. Now we are going to purchase again 250 electric vehicles in Assam, so that we can reduce emission, pollution, so that we can reduce pollution. So the whole world is moving in this way actually. So now, my request to you all, now this is the age of this year, 21st century is artificial intelligence. So when artificial intelligence comes, then your employment opportunity, your skill, you have to upgrade. Otherwise, no way out. Because the industry which I mentioned is changing. So I have seen, it's a huge industry, 6 floor industries. I hardly seen maximum 15 people. I said that 50 people, Bob, how it is? No. It is completely artificial intelligence we apply. Even in medical science also, when operation took place, suppose for kidney, the whole stomach is cut. Now in surgery also now robotic surgery has come. So you need not do all these things. Now this is artificial intelligence. After artificial intelligence, now this IoE, IoT, Internet of Things. Now America said that no, Internet of Things will not work. Now Internet of Everything. So they will produce 25 billion GPS, and with that GPS sitting at here, which animal moving which area, you can see here in Africa, which animal moving where, which people, which person moving where. So you can see your smartphone when Internet of Everything will do. And from Africa also, from America also. So how many rhinos traveling from here to there? From America also, one can see in the smartphone. So now this has come now. And as industry minister, I say to you, now this is the age of industry 4.0. So 4.0 means what? Employment will be less. Everything will be connected because someone set up our industries here, and if he is from America, so from America he will look after everything. So I have visited Myanmar before COVID. So Myanmar Institute of Technology, this is constructed by Government of India. So I visited that institute, and Dr. Raja from IIT Bangalore, so he was with him actually, and 8 professors along with him. So I was discussing with Dr. Raja. Dr. Raja, what is your opinion about artificial intelligence? He said, we have to do it. I was asking him, if 10,000, people are working in one industry, and tomorrow if this artificial intelligence will come, and then robots will start work, then what will happen to the 10,000 people who are employed in the industries? Then he said that we have to do it because out of 10,000 people, somebody is casually, somebody is illegally, and human made this, our everything, including our goods, materials. So there are some errors. So when artificial intelligence will work, robotic things will work, then it will be perfect, it will be in time. No casualty for the computer, robot, and artificial intelligence, no medical leave. So ultimately, it has to be. Then I said, then what will happen to these 10,000 people who are working actually in the industry? He said that we have to upgrade our skills. Otherwise, there is no way out. That is his opinion. He is a very scholar, Dr. Raja. So he is from IIT Bangalore. So now, you have to compete in this world as on today, on this planet. So industry will now, coming to the industry, see our volume of industry and commerce. If it is increases, then there will be many opportunities for the engineers in the coming years. So before independence, we were the richest state actually. And our per capita income of Assam before independence was more than the national average per capita income of the country. But after independence, we have become very poor because our connectivity with the ocean, which Brahmaputra and Barak, via Mohla and Sitagam port, we are connected with the ocean, and we were trading, British people were trading all over the world, our hydrocarbon materials, our woods, and all this, our tea, and all. But when the Mongla and Chittagong port is closed, then our connectivity with the ocean, means with the world, it will also stop. So our visionary Prime Minister, Sri Modi ji, now signed protocol with Bangladesh, and as a result of that, Mongla and Chittagong port, they agreed, Bangladesh government agreed to give us access through Chittagong and Mongla port. That way we raise Borak River already. We are raising Brahmaputra also. And the Borak part from Zakiganj to Bangladesh and Brahmaputra part from Dhubri, Doikhwa to Bangladesh. This part actually you see falls in Bangladesh. So government of India has given 250 crores through Asian Development Bank to Bangladesh government to raise this part in Bangladesh. Now Bangladesh government is doing it. So now again we are connected with the ocean. So future is good for us, for the industry. So previously we were known that Assam is the periphery. Assam, northeastern region, Assam is the periphery. Now Assam is not the periphery. Now Assam is the center of Southeast Asian countries. Because 1991, Manmohan Singh declared Blue Peace policy. So nothing happens. Gone from the west. So how long will you do? Now we will act. So it becomes Act East policy. So under Act East policy we have, you see, we have made good relationship with Southeast Asian countries. Because 80 crore people are there. This is a huge market for industry and commerce. Huge market for industry and commerce. So now and apart from that, so our tri-lateral ASEAN highways are via Manipur, it is More, Manipur, and Tamu is Myanmar. So via Tamu, More, this tri-lateral highway completed up to Thailand. I have personally, you see, traveled on this highway. Only small 3 bridges left out. So probably within this year, so these bridges will be completed. So our road connectivity with Southeast Asian countries also will be good. Apart from that, Government of India constructed one seaway port in Myanmar, which will be connected Myanmar with Mizoram and Northeastern Asia. So that way our connectivity. So Modi ji said that without connectivity, it is not possible to develop the trade and commerce. Without connectivity, connectivity is the must. So during, actually, Modi ji has got, 5 ways to develop 5 connectivities, 5 ways. Number 1 is highways. Our highways are up to the mark as on today. Number 2, railways. Our railway, for the first time, doubling railway started in Assam, and electric railway also started here in Assam. So railway is also up to the mark. Number 3, airways. So our airways, before we came to the power in 2016, so hardly 50 flights is actually operated from Guwahati Airport. Now we will be happy that we are up to the mark in civil aviation also as transport minister. I am actually associated with civil aviation minister because civil aviation minister is not here in Assam. So now 125 flights actually operated from Guwahati Airport every day, and 65 lakhs people travel in a year from Guwahati. So we are expanding Guwahati Airport. So now one new terminal is coming up, Kolkata Airport. It's a beautiful airport. And secondly, our principal name, she was asking me that we don't have direct flight from here. Ma'am, I would like to assure you that already for the land, Actually, some disputes were there with the army. So that is solved. And we transport department already paid money for the land. And Jorat airport runway is very short. So it will be expanded, and within very short time, you will find more flights operating from Guwahati and connecting with other parts, because there is a policy called RCS, Regional Connectivity Scheme. So there we are providing high-rated gas funding for this. If passengers are not available, then they will get this highway easier. So within very short time, what you are asking me, so that will be, I hope that will be fulfilled. Secondly, Jubilee Airport, we are expanding. Only 36 bigha land, one village they are occupying. So I went to them actually, 50 days back. So from 11:30 to 5 o'clock, I was interacting with him that please give this land, whatever money you want to take from transport department, because we have to, you see, develop the runway. So from 11 o'clock to 5:30, I was discussing with them. At 5:30, they said that our final conclusion will not give 1 inch length to civilization. Now we can go. Then I said, you see, we are senior citizens, so our days are past. But for the future generation, if this Jubilee Airport develop, then connectivity with the Southeast Asian countries and India, mainland India's state will be increased. They said that no. But they said one very interesting, you will be happy to know. They said that you assured us we will not give land, but one thing you assured us. I said what? They said that Adani taken all the airports, maintenance airports. So this time Jubilee Airport, we have to give instead of Adani to our village so that we can manage this airport. I said my best of luck to you, because Adani is number one, it's a rich man. He crossed his balance. Now, Mukesh Ambani also. So if you can compete with Adani in your place, I wish all good luck to you. Thank you very much. So now, negotiation going on. So this is also will be there. Group C airport, that was abandoned airport, and during our last government. So we are making it operable. Now flights from Guwahati, Group C, Kolkata already started. So like that, you see our air connectivity, airways. So that is also, you see, we are up to the mark. We are going to be up to the mark, airways. And you will be very happy to know, with Southeast Asian countries, we replace the government of India, civil aviation policy. We are connected with Thailand, Dimapur. So instead of that, why don't you give us this opportunity under RCS policy to connect to Southeast Asian countries? Then they said that you prepare a policy, you prepare a proposal and give it to us. Prepare a proposal given to them, and ultimately this international rural scheme, they have agreed, and we have already paid from transport department. We have paid 100 crores to government of the civil aviation department for paying this PGF, and you will be happy to know, our young generation, you all boys and girls, you will be happy to know that within very short time, from Guwahati to 6 destinations of Southeast Asian countries will be connected daily flight actually. This is how you see our civil aviation sector. So this is railways, and airways. And waterways already I spoke. So waterways we have developed now. And fifth ways, according to our Prime Minister, is highways. This our internal service is slow here. So just to speed up this internet service, we have 2 IT gates. One is in Chennai and one is in Mumbai. So we are getting connection from there. So it's very huge, because India is a huge country, 130 crore people. So it is very difficult for us to get, you see, speedy the connectivity of IT. So as Actis Policy Affairs Minister, last time also I was Actis Policy Affairs Minister, this time also I am Actis Policy Affairs Minister. So as under Actis Policy, so we organize India-Bangladesh meet. So during India-Bangladesh meet, there you see Commerce Minister, all secretary, many ministers, they participated. So we